how to use trial and improvement to solve equations. So here we have a simple equation that we need to figure out, and we're going to do it by having a bit of a go and then improving on that as we go along. So typically the questions are in this sort of format. Occasionally you might have to turn it into this format. So for example, that equation also could look like that. So typically you would start by actually transferring that over to the other side, add 17 to both sides to make it look like that. They also tend to tell you which whole numbers it lies between, and they ask you typically to give your answer to 1 decimal place of accuracy. So we're going to do this using a bit of a chart, I suppose. I don't always draw the lines in on the chart, I have to say, but I'll do it this time. So I'm going to put x here and x squared minus x here in the middle. So because we know that the answer lies between 4 and 5, we're going to start with x being equal to 4.5. because that's going to eliminate 1/2 or the other between those two. So we're going to work out 4.5 squared minus 4.5. So this is very definitely a calculator paper question. So we're going to do 4.5 squared, take away 4.5, and that equals 15.75. So I'm going to make a note of that here, 15.75. Now our target number is the 17 here. So compared to 17, that is too low. So what we've learned from this first trial is that the answer must be bigger than 4.5 because this is too small. So now we're going to try something a bit bigger. Now you can go up in steps of 1, or if you think it's going to be quite a bit further on, you can try that as well. So let's just go up in steps this time though. So we're going to try 4.6. So I'm going to put that into the calculator. You can either retype it or you can fiddle about changing the ends. I'm just going to retype it. I think that's just as quick, to be honest. 4.6 squared minus 4.6, and that gives us 16.56. Which is still too low. So now let's try 4.7. We're getting closer. So 4.7 squared minus 4.7. So 4.7 squared minus 4.7 equals 17.39. Which is too high. But we're almost at the end of our search, because what we now know is that our answer lies somewhere between 4.6 and 4.7. So the only thing we need to know now is which one it's closer to. So the way we can figure that out is by going the halfway mark, which would be 4.65. So 4.65 squared minus 4.65. Let's work that out. So we've got 4.65 squared minus 4.65, and that equals 16.9725. Which is too low because we're aiming for 17. So what does that tell me? It tells me that to 2 decimal places the answer is bigger than 4.65. So if we just look at this on a number line, so we've got 4.6 and 4.7, those are our choices, and this is 4.65. So here is too low, here is too low, here is too high. So what we know is that our answer is somewhere in between these two numbers. And since we're working to one decimal place, any of these numbers in this space would round up to the 4.7 instead of down to 4.6. So our answer is 4.7. I'll do one more example. Okay, so we're also going to do this to one decimal place. That typically is what they ask for, but very occasionally they might ask for 2 decimal places, in which case you'd probably need to do a little bit more work to get close to it. So let's set up our chart here. So we've got our x here, and here we're going to have x cubed minus 5x. And we're aiming for 8 this time. So we're told in this case that it lies between 2 and 3. So our starting point is to try 2.5. So it's 2.5 cubed minus 5 times 2.5. I'll do the answer underneath this time. So let's work that out. So we've got 2.5 cubed minus 5 times 2.5. Okay, so that's giving us 3.125, which is very definitely too low. Okay, so it's quite a bit too low, so this time I'm going to take a bit of a gamble and I'm going to try 2.8 this time. So 2.8 cubed minus 5 times 2.8. Okay, whoops, sorry. Right, so 2.8 cubed minus 5 times 2.8 equals 7.952. So that's still too low, but it's very close. So I'm now going to try 2.9 as well. So 2.9 cubed minus 5 times 2.9. So 2.9 cubed minus 5 times 2.9 equals 9.889, which is too high. So we've got to this desirable point again where we know that it lies somewhere between these two numbers. So we're just going to work out and prove which one it is closest to by going halfway. So that's 2.85. So 2.85 cubed minus 5 times 2.85. That equals, so 2.85 cubed minus 5 times 2.85, giving us an answer of 8.899125. To be honest, you probably don't need to write all of that, as long as you write enough to show whether it's too high or too low. So that is too high. So if I just do that quick diagram again, so it's between 2.8, 2.9, and halfway is 2.85. That is too low. This is too high. And this one is too high as well. So that means that this time our answer must lie somewhere in here. And anything in between those two numbers would round down to 2.8. So that is our answer.